Hi, my name is Tara Schultes. I'm 18 years old and I'm a senior in high school. I dance at Kenner & Company Dance Studio in Springfield, Illinois, and I'm so excited to be featured on The Dancer. What seniors in high school are going through right now due to the coronavirus outbreak is just completely terrible, and it's really humbling to know that there's other seniors out there that are going through the same exact thing. And I can't wait to experience the positivity that this show brings together for all of us. So, without further ado, let's do this.
Oh yeah. 2020, I can see clearly. 2020, I can see clearly. Heart breaks from the moments taken from me. Thought it'd be my last. No. This is my beginning.
So I've decided to take my dog for a walk because I think it's important that I find some way to get myself out of the house every day, not in a dangerous way. That's also important, but yesterday I had to go to the doctor, so I got to leave the house. And I found that it's kind of nice to just drive around but not get out of my car because that's spreading disease. But yeah, so if I can't get out of my house for any other reason, I think it's nice to take my dog for a walk, especially since we've been having really nice weather here in Illinois. I'm on the way to the studio to teach my little babies. I can't wait to see them. I've missed them so much. I won't get to see them in real life, but I'll get to see them on the screen, and I can't wait. I love them, but I miss them so much. It's so sad, but it'll be okay, I guess. I just have to keep telling myself that. This time is just so difficult. It's not even just the dancers, it's the teachers too. We miss them. And it sucks because I'm both a teacher and a dancer. Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of our studio. So, I go in right here usually. You walk in. This is our first waiting room. So, we have pictures on the walls. And over here, you can see my teaching certification. Then we have the first studio, which has all the virtual teaching stuff in here right now. But this is the studio. And then you walk in here, and this is where Miss Kathy sits. Calendar with the dancing dogs. Then you have the second studio. And in here, this is where we usually dance, because this is the biggest studio we have. But there's another TV in here for our virtual classes.
What's going on, guys? Little late night confession. It's not really late night, it's 8 p.m. But I actually got back into the studio for the first time today, or for the first time in a couple weeks, since this stuff started going on. And I had a great time. It was awesome being back in my element, being able to do what I love in a space that will allow it. Because my bedroom's, it's big, but it's not that big. But yeah, it was a really good experience to get back with my instructor and get working on more different things than usual. Because we don't know if we're gonna have a competition or not. So it's kind of we're working on different things. And since I'm a senior this year and I'm gonna be dancing next year, he's kind of introing me into choreo and stuff. He's kind of taking me under his wing. It was pretty cool.
Baby, we're on the edge again. The world is dark and you won't take my hand. There's something about these walls you put up that I cannot scale. Won't you tear them down? Whoa. How far are you willing to go? Are you willing to wait?
name is Asia Riddle. I'm 17 years old and I'm a senior at Pauls Valley Dance Station. I'm in my car because it was the most quiet place I could find, but I'm so excited to be a part of the show and to have already met so many amazing people. And I really hope that by me sharing my story that I can reach some of you guys and I can hopefully, just make you feel that you're not alone, because you're not alone. And yeah, I just am super excited for what's next to come.
Every journey begins with the pursuit of a destination. The journey one has been called to, well, it's never an easy path. So each day we fight. We fight for our dreams. We fight for our hopes. And we fight for our tomorrows. Despite our inadequacies and failures, we've decided to press forward. As we are determined to be heard in a room where no one wants to hear us, to be seen where there are blinders on. So we stand, unshaken, unbroken, and without fear. This is the Fearless Movement.
So, like I said, my name's Aisha. I'm 17 and I'm from Oklahoma. I grew up with my mom. My parents are divorced from the time I was 3 years old to current. And I've lived with my mom and my brother my whole life. They're my rocks, I like to call them. My brother's 21, so he's kind of been like a dad figure to me in some ways. But yeah, they're my rocks and I couldn't do it without them. I'm about to have to move away from them and it's super hard to think about that. I mean, hopefully my brother will be coming with me, but you never know. Anyways, so yeah, I have lived with my mom and my brother my whole life. And my dad lived about 30 minutes north from me and my family for like eight years, I would say. And so I never really saw him, but these past 5 or 6 years, he has been in the same town as me. So it's been so much better like that. You can see him more often. It's like, it kind of fills that void, that distant feeling, It makes it feel like they're here with you, like they would be if my parents were still married. But anyways, yeah, so that relationship has gotten better because I do get to see him more often and we talk on the phone every single day. And he remarried and his wife has a daughter who is one of my best friends. I love her so much. Her name's Tegan. And yeah, it was a blessing in disguise. It took a few years to realize that, but it was. So anyways, I went to public school from the time I could go to school here in this town. I've only been to this school. I had done dance for 11 years and I was like, you know what, this is high school, I'm gonna do cheer. So I gave up of dance for 2 years. And that's whenever my life kind of fell apart. I lost my cousin in 2016, around the time that I was going into high school. And he was like a brother to me. He was 16 and I was 14. So we were really close in age. We were really close all the time. He was on my dad's side, but he went to school here in town with me and I saw him all the time. It was really, really traumatic for me to go through losing someone so close. But it's made me who I am today, and it has made me learn to enjoy every second of every day and never take anything for granted, because nobody could have seen him passing coming. Nobody saw that coming. You know, he was so young. But I wouldn't be as strong and as compassionate as I am now without that. So anyways, that caused me to go into deep depression at the time that he actually did pass away, and I had to see a counselor, and I had to get on antidepressants, and my anxiety was super bad at that time too, so it was really rough for me. You know, you're maturing at that age, you're going through puberty. It was a lot. And I had also given up dance. So I was just, you know, in a really dark place. Eventually, I ended up leaving my school and quitting in the middle of the year, cheering, and this was my senior year also. I just couldn't take it anymore, and I went to online school, and that's where my life completely changed. My life 100% went from 0 to 100. Like, it literally was so amazing to feel that freedom of just like this burden that's you can't even tell. And like, I had gone through losing my cousin and the same people kind of being upset with me. It was just really hard for me to go through. And leaving that school and, you know, going and finishing out my senior year and finding myself was the most amazing thing that could have ever happened to me. It was such a blessing, and I don't know how I could have really done it without it. I don't know, but that really did change me a lot, because I had to grow up really fast. I had to, like, I was just a senior in high school, living with my mom, gonna enjoy this last year, and then overnight, I was working a full-time job. If you're in a bad place, you're in a bad situation, you don't feel right about your life or whatever, change it. You can change it, and it's gonna feel like you're messing it up, but you do what your heart feels, you know? And I did that, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, and I am back in the sport I love. And, you know, I mean, now we're in quarantine, but this too shall pass. And, you know, I can't thank God enough for the life he's given me, and this is my story, I guess.
My mother and my grandmother both are huge theater people. They love the performing arts, and they really encourage the arts within our youth in our community. And so my grandmother was always about it, and she was always like, I can't wait to see you on stage. And, you know, that's just kind of where I feel that I belong, and I've really just grown up on the stage. And same goes for my mom. They're both just, they have been such big influences on me as a dancer and a performer. And it wasn't until my grandmother had passed away, which was really upsetting, and, you know, I was having a hard time dealing with that grief, but I felt that dance was a huge outlet for me and a huge form of expression and communication. And I just, words would often fail, or just, I felt I had to dance it out, and that's really what happened. A couple years after her death, she got an auditorium dedicated to her, which was amazing. She was so influential and helped so many people and really made something of a small town theater program. And I was lucky enough to be featured at that dedication. I got to perform a solo for her, and it was like our favorite song. It was beautiful. It was a great moment for me, and I feel that I made people feel like just the way that I felt and how I felt when I was with my grandmother, and I felt my grandmother there dancing with me throughout the whole performance. And really, that performance is kind of what made me realize, like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Dancing is so important to me. It's so important to other people. It's such a great way to storytell. And I felt that I could really make people feel something. And I want to continue to do that and just be a storyteller throughout my movement. So that day was really a big eye-opener for me when I performed that piece. And it was amazing. So that's kind of how I am and how I've become the person I am today, was my mother and my grandmother. Of course, I have no one else to thank other than my two dance teachers, Jenna and Lauren. They are the best. They have really made me passionate about this and have been so inspiring throughout this whole process of college auditions or agency auditions. So I really have no one to thank other than my family, of course, my mother and my grandmother, and then my two dance teachers, Jenna and Lauren.
Mackenzie, and I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what it's been like to find out that I guess our senior year has been taken from us, or at least a few months of it. So for me personally, it was crazy because when we found out that school wasn't going to resume for at least another 2 weeks or even longer, I was just shocked because I just gotten to start track. We were only on our first week of practices, and the week before that I was just in the musical production at my school. So it was a crazy transition from the musical to tracks. I was just trying to get used to stuff again, and then this whole quarantine started, and then I had to start all over again with a new routine and start to figure out online schooling out and online dance classes and learn how to do Zoom meetings, and my sleep schedule was all off, and I found myself in a very dark place because I didn't really have any guidance on how to do it. I'm the oldest in my family, so it just feels like I always have to kind of be the first person to figure things out and help my siblings out and just kind of be the better example for that. I'm just trying to be grateful and use this time to my benefit and just use it to basically better myself. But yeah, I mean, it's been heartbreaking because there's a lot of stuff that I miss. I miss my friends, my coaches, my teachers, my dance teachers. I miss everybody. I miss being able to go out and have fun with my friends and do all these activities, but I'm grateful and I'm trying to make the best of the situation. So I hope you guys are too. That's it for now. All right,
Getting stronger. You are